Então, já começar gravando. Boa noite, buenas noches, good evening, para quem está assistindo esse webinar, esse webzone que eu falei. Hoje a gente vai apresentar um pouquinho sobre o que é o prep change. So today we are going to talk about what is prep change, okay? And the whole slide is in Portuguese, so o slide está todo em português, mas né, a gente dá um jeito, a gente traduz também. Então, eu vou começar compartilhando a minha tela. Eu vou explicar o que é o prep change no final. A gente vai deixar o final para responder perguntas. So, if you have questions, leave your questions for the end, okay? And then we're going to answer your questions. So, let me start sharing my screen. Okay, just a second. This is small.
Gente, todo mundo aqui fala inglês? Porque se todo mundo falar inglês, a gente pode fazer em inglês. Quem não fala inglês, coloca no chat, que aí a gente faz em português também. Então vocês estariam ok em assistir esse webinar em inglês, é isso? Coloquem sim. Ok. Então vai acontecer em inglês, mas o slide vai estar em português, porque a gente tinha planejado o slide em português.
Okay, guys, perfect. We were not planning to do that in Portuguese, as João just said. No, in English now I'm confused. But yeah, everything is in Portuguese in this slide, okay? So I'm gonna read some things in Portuguese and then go to English because it's gonna be a bit hard for my brain to, read in Portuguese and say in English. But okay, let's get started. Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to talk about prep change, about what is prep change. So the first thing, which is in Portuguese, is that prep change is, if we could define prep change in a phrase, we would say prep change is uma mentoria que transforma a sua vida, a mentoring that changes your life. So that's how we define prep change. Another thing, what do we really do? What is prep change? I'm gonna read in Portuguese and then say it in English. But Prep Change é uma startup que ajuda jovens a terminarem o ensino médio no exterior. E a gente faz isso através do nosso programa de mentoria. So Prep Change is a startup that helps students to go to high school abroad, to go to a boarding school abroad. And we do that through our mentoring program, which is pretty cool. And you're going to learn a bit more about that. So before we get started, I want to start presenting myself, and João is going to present himself as well. But we are the ones responsible for creating Prep Change. So just presenting like myself, who I am. My name is Louise Ferreira, or Louise Ferrari, for those who like to call me like that. I am the founder and CEO of Prep Change. And Prep Change started, for those who don't know, I come from public school. So if you're from Brazil, you know how is a public school in Brazil, not talking about those federal institutes that are completely different, but like the quality of education in public school is not that good. And then I got, a full scholarship to go to Switzerland, to attend a boarding school in Switzerland. And when I came to Switzerland, I was like, where are the Latin Americans here? Like this was the first thing that came to my mind. Why am I the only Brazilian? Why am I the only Latin American in this boarding school in Switzerland? So I felt so uncomfortable with that, and I really wanted to change that. So that's kind of how I decided to found and to create Prep Change. Today, we really want to help Latin Americans to go abroad, but not just Latin Americans, like everyone who has potential, but that's how Prep Change started, and that's a bit more about me. Okay, so João, if you want to present yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So hi folks, my name is João. I'm 18 years old and I'm from the south of Brazil. And I also come from public schools, and I started my journey with Prep Change as a mentee. And I was a mentee in the first cycle in 2019, and Louise, she was my mentor. And after achieving and getting some scholarships to study abroad at the London International Academy, LALA, and summer programs, and and so on. Louise invited me to be part of the founder team of Prep Change as a startup. So that's why when we kind of refounded Prep Change. And yeah, basically that's it about me.
I just want to say I'm so happy because there are a lot of people with their faces here, and I'm like, hey, hi Nubia, hi Mateus. Okay, hi everyone. I'm just not gonna say everyone else's name right now, otherwise I'm gonna take too long. But I always forget to say where I'm from in Brazil. I'm from São Paulo. João just said he's from the south. I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. I'm 19 right now, and I'm applying to colleges abroad. So perhaps in September, I'm gonna be going to college. For those who join Prep Change, you will see a bit more about that. Okay, so let's move on. Just a bit more about our mission, vision, and values. And I'm gonna do the same thing again, read in Portuguese and then translate it in English. So our mission is to tornar a educação internacional e de alta qualidade mais acessível para jovens potenciais. Translating that to English, our mission is to make international education more accessible to youth who has potential. Our vision, nossa visão é ser uma referência mundial em transformar a vida das pessoas. So our vision is to be a worldwide reference in transforming people's lives. And our values, os nossos valores, são trabalho duro, comunidade, diversidade, protagonismo, mudança, give back e give back. Now our values in English, we really value hard working, community, diversity, protagonism, change, and give back as well. Okay, and you will understand this a bit more in the future. So right now, I just wanna present to you guys that in Prep Change, once you get in Prep Change, if you decide to join Prep Change, you will be paired with a mentor, you'll be matched. That's how we say, you'll be matched with a mentor that matches with you. And these are some of the mentors we had in the last cycle. Every cycle we change the mentors, because they decide to leave, other mentors decide to join. But just so you can have an idea of how amazing our mentors are. So for this cycle, we had Alejandra, Ale Carrasco. I think she's not here, but Ale, she's the founder and CEO of Wawa Laptop. She joined Lala. She went to MUN. She did a short course in UWC, and now she's going to Dartmouth College. So we really have amazing mentors here. We also had Beatriz Koch. She's the director and the CEO of Inspirações. I guess some of you guys know Inspirações. We also have a partnership with them, and she worked with Alala as well. We have Clara Zioli. We had her, Clara Zioli. She is right now studying at Grinnell College in the United States of America. We also had Laura Caetano. She was accepted in the University of British Columbia, and she also went to a Harvard pre-collegiate program. We had Louise Villanova. I don't know if you guys know her, but she's the CEO of Gotinhas do Bem, the founder of Gotinhas do Bem, which is an amazing project. And right now she's in New York City studying at Columbia University. She also went to the Yale Young Global Scholars and the Stanford thing, and also the Lab to Lala Academy. So she did a lot of amazing things. We had Maria Carolina. She did her part of her high school in Italy. She's amazing. She was Vinicius' mentor. We had Luca Facchini. Luca was a mentee. And then he was a mentee, then he was a mentor, and now he's gonna be we hope he's gonna be part of our team. So like Luca was a prep changer. He got into a high school in Canada, Canada Star Secondary School. Then he became a mentor, and now he's going to Dartmouth College with Ale. So he's going to college in the US. We also had Alexia Zurki. I spelled it wrong, but she went to Academy of the Whole Family. She also went to a boarding school in the US. And right now she's going to the University of Buenos Aires, or Universidad de Buenos Aires. Here I'm watching a lot of RBD. And you guys can see we have amazing mentors. So this is the profile of mentors we want. People who studied abroad, who have a lot of experience. Sometimes they go to boarding school, sometimes they just have experience with college, but all of them are amazing. Okay, now I just want to talk a bit about the acceptances we had, because yeah, I'm just gonna talk about the acceptances we had in the previous year, okay? And soon I'm gonna talk how prep change works. So don't worry if you're like, okay, but how prep change works? I really want to know. Just wait a moment, okay? So just a bit about our acceptances. So we had like in total of everything we had in prep change, we had more than 60 acceptances to boarding schools and summer programs abroad. And if you want to know the name of some schools, we had Cats Academy in the US, the Horn School, Canada Star Secondary School, a Stanford Precollegiate Program, the summer, Cambridge Imar Summer, the London International Academy in Canada, Leaf Academy in Slovakia, Freeburg Academy in the United States. Two people are in prep change already got in Emmys, like the Eastern Mediterranean International School. We also had acceptances in the Brown Academy. Yo Mings, I don't know how to say that, but this school right there that you were reading, and we also had another acceptance in a school in Denmark for no, it's not Denmark. Oh my God, sorry, Denmark, Denmark. For those who don't want to go to the US, we help you guys to go to not every single school, but like to any school you want to go abroad, not just the US. Okay, recently we also had a prep changer. We call, for those who join, we call you guys prep changers. We also had a prep changer who got into YYGS, Yale Young Global Scholars. A lot of our mentees, if not all, got into the Latin American Leadership Academy at Lala. We also had an acceptance in St. Benedict's Preparatory School in the US, in another school in the UK, which I don't know how to pronounce that, South by Institute of Art, the School of the New York Times. I think Vinicius, was that you? Yes, Vinicius got into the School of the New York Times. We also had Elena. Vinicius again also got into the Wake Forest University Online Immersion. We had another acceptance in the Asian Pacific International School in Hawaii. Imagine you studying in a boarding school in Hawaii. That's a dream. We also had another acceptance, the Riverstone International School, and a lot of schools. Okay, let me just keep finish reading then. We also had an acceptance in Marianapolis Prep School in the U.S., Springwood School in the U.S., and Dartmouth College, which was Luca who got in the U.S. as well. Okay, I talk it too much. Okay, but I promise I'm done with that, and this is the last part I'm gonna talk right now before I head to John, João or John. Okay, but just showing you guys a bit of our numbers, and I'm just gonna talk about the numbers we had in the last cycle and the numbers we are already having in this cycle. So as you can see, this is going to be the fourth cycle of prep change, the 2021, and in the 2022 we had 117 applications. We selected 24 mentees, like at the end 21 of them graduated prep change. We had 7 mentors. I showed you guys our amazing mentors, and we also had 4 interns, and you were going to learn at the end how you can become an intern if you want to. But for this year, it's like crazy, and everything is changing. Everything is changing, and prep change is probably going to be different. It's going to be bigger, cooler, and everything else. So we already received more than 500 applications. That's like, whoa, too much. And we are really happy. Actually, we're really happy with that. But we think that we think, and we kind of want to select at least 30 people for this cycle, 30 youth. Okay, this can change. Maybe it's going to be a bit more, but it really depends. And then we want to graduate with 30 mentees. We also want to have 15 mentors and 15 interns for those who want to become an intern. Okay, just apply. So just a bit about our numbers. Okay, this is just for those who like to know, okay, how hard is it getting prep change? Or I don't know how many people get selected. This is the amount of people we usually select. Okay, so I'm gonna head to John right now, and then he can talk a bit more about what we offer.
Okay, thank you. So folks, I'm gonna start talking to you about what prep change offers to you. So Louise, can you please move on? Okay, so We usually say that prep change is much more than just a mentorship program. We are actually a community of youth in Latin America who want to change the world, and that's why our name is Prep Change. And change is one of our values. Okay, and to do so, we kind of offer around 12 different things to our mentees. So the first one is the mentorship and a lot of inspiration. So the mentorship is with someone. Oh my gosh, I just cannot like kind of read in Portuguese and speak in English. So I'm gonna read in Portuguese and then speak in English. So, mentoria com alguém que está estudando ou já estudou no exterior. Basically, it's the mentorship with a mentor who studied or have been studying abroad. And we are gonna make a match with you and the mentor. So it's probably gonna be someone with a similar profile than yours and someone who you're gonna like to talk with. Okay. And why inspiration? Because this process is hard, the process of applying to schools abroad. And you will be very inspired for your peers, for by your mentors, by many, many, many people. So inspiration is something that is not a lack in prep change. And I mean, Vinicius can talk about that. If we have other mentees here, they can also talk about that. Okay. Improvement of your application. That's one of the main things about prep change. We're going to teach you and support you in all the steps of the application process. So if you have to write essays, you can count on us for that. If you need to take interviews, I'm going to teach you how to take the best interview possible. Or if you want to, I don't know, just schedule a call with an admission officer and ask your questions, we're going to teach you how to do so. So we're going to improve your application as much as possible. Okay. Also, we offer weekly workshops in group. And basically, it's through these workshops. Louise, are we going to talk about curriculum? Nope. Okay. So it's through these workshops that our mentees learn what is necessary to apply to the school. So what is a personal statement? Do you know? Well, if you don't, no worries, because we're going to teach you during the workshops how to write essays. We also are going to teach you how to improve your English. I mean, we will not give you English classes, but you will improve your English. So the workshops in group are the moments when you will learn everything you have to know in order to apply to the boarding schools. Okay. And this is one of my favorite parts, call with admission officers. Because I mean, you can just talk to an admission officer, you know that? We have connections with admission officers from schools in the US, in Europe, in many countries. And we invite them to come to Prep Change and just talk about their schools. So past cycle we had with Berkshire, with Phillips Academy in Dover, which is kind of one of the top schools in the world, you know. And we had admission officers talking to our mentees, which is something awesome. You know, the opportunity of talking to an admission officer, like the person will be there as answering all of your questions and talking. Yeah, Graton, thank you, Vinicius. And it's an unique opportunity that people usually don't have, at least people who are not in Prep Change, because we kind of have contact with these people and we invite them to talk to our mentees. Louise, move on, please. All right, so next one is school list. And by the way, that's one of the questions that you guys asked us on the Instagram. So school list, basically, we teach you how to create a good school list, because in the beginning of Prep Change, people just want to apply to top schools, and we're like, okay, you also have to apply to target schools and safety schools. So we basically teach you the best websites to search for schools, the best tools that you can use to find the best schools for you. What is the kind of school that will match with your profile? And also, we usually know the schools that offer great scholarships. So we usually say like the amount of scholarship that the school will offer, and so on. I also love this part, which is self-knowledge, because this application process is kind of a huge self-knowledge course, the application process to boarding schools. And if you don't have self-knowledge, you basically cannot move on in the application during the process, because you must have self-knowledge in order to write your essays, to take your interviews, and to do anything you can think about. So and this is something very, very, very good, guys, because you will definitely learn what are your values, what do you like to do, what is the best place that you can go to. And we support you with self-knowledge. We have many experiences with self-knowledge. And that's something that I kind of say to the guardians during the guardians call. Like, if you enter in the room of your kid and your kid is crying, don't worry, that's normal. It's part of the process, okay? Because it's a huge self-knowledge part, okay? Uh, Preparation to the exams. Okay, so maybe you guys are freaking out with double SAT, TOEFL, Duolingo English tests. In the past cycle, we have a study groups to the exam. So our mentees study together. They study English. Yeah, Gabriel, if your English is basically, you can, I mean, you will improve your English in prep change, because our mentees improve a lot their English level. But just going back to the standardized exams, our mentees, they have study groups where they study together to the exam. So they study together to the double SAT, to the Duolingo, to the TOEFL, and that's a very nice process because you're not alone, you know. So our mentees, they took mock tests as well, and it was very, very good. Yeah, and that's something that I didn't know if I could talk about, but as Louise mentioned, I guess I can talk about. In the past cycle, we offer a fee waiver to all of our mentees to take the Duolingo English test, which is Duolingo, for those who don't know, is a proficiency English test. Okay, and all of our mentees received a fee waiver from Prep Change. And also, we give support with fundraising. So, I mean, I just got in, but I didn't receive the necessary scholarship. Let me freak out. No, you don't have to freak out, because we can help you with fundraising. What is fundraising? Is kind of raise the money you need in order to go to the program. Okay, that's kind of the community part, which is for sure. I mean, I've said that many times, the best part, but that's very, I mean, awesome. So we have prep parties, which is basically parties. I mean, online parties. You know, Vinicius is here. He can tell you guys how fun that is, how we have fun during the parties. And we have a lot of memes during the parties because, you know, people are dancing on a Friday night, you know, wearing customers. So, you know, we have memes, stickers. Yeah, we have a lot of stickers. So basically, these parties they happen around twice a month. Okay, and usually we have a topic. So let's say it's Halloween. So you, if possible, you have to dress like you're in a Halloween party, and then we just play songs on Zoom and we have fun. We dance all together. Okay. We also have conversation calls. Uh, yeah, it's not possible. Zekakawe. We also have the conversation calls, and we kind of just have one rule for this call. You can basically talk about anything besides application. So our mentees see us talking about application all the time. So during the workshops, during the prep times, during all the moments we're talking about application. So this moment is a moment where we are just not allowed to talk about application. It's a moment to refresh our minds, to make connections. And it's during this moment that our mentees makes connection, and then they will found projects, they will create new things. It's at these moments that these connections happen, that they will make friendships and so on. We also have prep times, and this is something really good that we implemented last cycle. It's basically a moment that happens twice a week that we just unite everyone in a call, and we do everything we have to do regarding prep change. So if you need to write an essay, you can write that during that call. And if I have to prepare myself to an interview, I can do that during the call because it's a moment specific for everyone do everything together. Because we noticed that the mentees sometimes procrastinate a lot. So if we have a moment that they must do everything, they will do. So that's kind of a moment that we just push you all, in order to do everything you have to. And yeah, this moment is very necessary. And I think last but not least, okay, we have the change makers community. So as soon as you leave prep change and you are a prep changer, you have access to a community, to a big community of Latin American people who want to do something different, and that's why many projects that are kind of impacting the world to the better, for the better, are created by prep change mentees, because they have this community of change makers access. So Projeto Globalizando. So prep changers created that project. Politicide, it was prep changers who created. I Learn English, it was prep changers. Okay. And basically here are kind of the faces of prep change. We're talking about numbers, we're talking about what we do, and these are kind of the people who have joined prep change. So we have mentees, we have mentors, we have interns, and that's why prep change is composed of people. We are a community, so we are not just a mentorship program, we are a community, and these are the people who belong to our community. All right, so how can you become a prep changer or be part of prep change? Okay, so here is about our application process, which is composed basically of 3 steps. So the first one is an application form, which is not that simple, but not hard for sure. On this application, you will need to record a video, a 3 minutes video. You need to write some essays, and I know some of you have applied here because I remember your names. And also you need to tell us your extracurricular activities and honors. Okay, so basically that's it. We are not expecting a university level of your essays because we know this is not your level. We're expecting the level of someone who's applying to prep change. So don't be afraid about writing your essays, because we know the kind of essays that you guys usually write. And I mean, just don't be afraid about that. Apply. Then, if you like your application form, you will be invited to an interview with a prep change alumni. Okay, so it'll be a 30 minutes interview where when we just want to know more about you, we just want to learn more about your profile, things you like to do, and so on. And at this step, we will have a call with all the not just the parents, but yeah, I'm gonna say parents. And it is going to happen in Portuguese and or English, if necessary English, because I mean, there are people who don't speak Portuguese. But for those who speak Portuguese, we can have a call in Portuguese to explain to the guardians what is prep change, how prep change works, because we want that your guardians are part of this process, okay? So we want them to know what you were doing at prep change, why you're applying, and we're gonna explain everything about this during this call. And for those who don't speak Portuguese, I mean the guardians, I don't know actually how we're gonna work in terms of accessibility, because we don't speak Spanish. So maybe we can try to find someone who speaks Spanish, but we don't speak Spanish. But we're gonna find a solution, no worries. And at this moment, you all will fill out a financial aid formulary. Okay, so you will need to let us know all of your financial conditions, because most of people who apply to prep change, they ask the scholarships, and we are proud to say that 100% of our mentees have a scholarship. So in other words, all of them. But in order to give the scholarships, we have to know how much you need. So you need to fill out a financial aid formulary, okay? And if you like our profile during the interview, which I think is something that will happen with many of you here, because if you're here, it means that you're really interested and that you're already one step ahead of many people who are not here today learning about prep change. If this happened, you will be invited to a panel. And I definitely don't know how to translate that to English. Louise, if you know how to translate that, please help me. But basically, it's kind of a group interview with Louise and I. So this is the only moment that you guys will have contact with us during the application process. Um, and at this moment, it's a group kind of group interview. So it's gonna be you and other people, and we just want to know how you behave yourself. Okay, how you behave yourself in a group situation. How is your English level and just kind of thing. So it's not a monster. Okay, we just want to know about you, and that's something that you need to have in mind. We want to accept you in prep change. We don't want to deny you. We don't want to reject you. We want to accept you. When I'm reading applications, I always try to find reasons to accept the kid. I never try to find reasons to deny the person. Okay, so you need to have this in your mind. Okay, and about deadline, so the early action deadline was February 7, which was last week, and the regular decision deadline is on April 3rd. And the results for early action will come out on February 28th, and the ones to regular decision will come out on on May. I don't know exactly. But anyway, Louise, I'm sure Louise will write that on the chat. And our program takes 7 months, so it will start on June and will end on December. Okay, so Louise, move on, please. Um, and this is kind of another opportunity that you folks can use to join Prep Change, not just as a mentee, but also as an intern. Okay, so that's kind of the question. Have you ever thought in intern at a startup that transform people's life? Because we have an internship program in Prep Change, which are basically the people who work with us. People, when you see this beautiful slide, there are a lot of people who work for that. So there is a very big team working, and we need people to work with us. So we are kind of recruiting people. So Louise, move on, please. And basically, the internship is a program that takes 5 months for those who wanna join Prep Change as an intern. Okay, and we have some categories of interns. So we have the social media manager, which is someone responsible for TikToks, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So if you're a person who loves to record TikToks, just reach us out, okay? Because I mean, I love TikToks. Louise as well. But we don't know how to record TikToks. I don't need someone to record the private change TikToks. TikToks about studying abroad. Because why? Because we want to democratize these information. And we're gonna do this through our social media, blog, and website. Okay. So Instagram, if you're good at designing, please apply. If you're kind of a YouTuber, you like to record videos, apply. Or I mean, LinkedIn. People usually don't like LinkedIn; it's kind of boring, but no, it's pretty easy. Um, okay, and we also have the blog and the newsletter writers. So I mean, if you don't know, Prep Changer has a blog. We founded the first Latin American blog specifically about high school abroad. So in case you're interested, just write down on your searcher prepchange.com, and on our website you can find our blog. Okay, we have such great contents there, and I mean we also need people to write those contents. And we have the website manager. So I mean, if you like design and you like a tech person, you can just take care of our website, how it's gonna work. Okay, so move on. Okay, so now is the time of to the Q&A, and that's the moment that you guys have been waiting for so long. Um, so we're just open the mic if you have as a question, or please drop your question on the chat. Okay, but we're gonna start that with the questions that are received on our Instagram. Okay, so Louise, can you go?
Okay, actually, I'm gonna answer a question that I have in the chat right here. on our chat here because I'm opening my Instagram right now. Okay, so I received the question of how can I be a mentor? How can I apply to be a mentor? So for those who are interested in, we will post the applications for the mentors soon. But basically, we want mentors to have experience with applications to study abroad or who went abroad or something like that. So this is usually the prerequisite. Is it correct in English? That's usually what we ask for. Okay. I'm just open here the other questions here, but maybe we can also go. We can answer Zeka. Maybe you can answer him.
Where is your question, Zeka? By the way, I love your name. Okay. Is it very important we have many extracurriculars or big extracurriculars in the application? That's a great question. So it's important to have extracurricular activities because the schools want extracurricular activities. So when you're applying to the schools, you need to have extracurricular activities. But I mean, if you still don't have, awesome extracurricular activities, if you're not like Luisa Villanova and you didn't found your own NGO, it's okay. It's not a problem. You don't need to found your own NGO and impact thousands of people. That's not what schools look for. So you need to have extracurricular activities and honors, but you don't need to be like the best person in the world. And Zeka, in case you have questions, reach us out through our email. Okay, I'm gonna drop our email on the chat, which is info@prepchange.com. I'm sure someone will be very eager to answer you. But also apply because we can review your application and we can kind of know, oh, this person has the potential. And in case you feel you don't have the potential, spend this year preparing yourself and improving your extracurricular activities because I'm sure you're going to have potential next year. But I don't know how is your case. Okay, so I'm just saying based on what you're telling me. Okay, so Mateus is with his hand raised. So I don't know if we should answer his question, Louise. You tell me.
Okay, I'm just gonna answer Nubia's question. She sent on Instagram and she's here right now. And then Mateus, you go after, okay? So I think this is also a really important question. Maybe you guys are interested in, but I'm gonna say in Portuguese and then translate to English because my brain doesn't work like that. But she said, quais os critérios que vocês estão mais levando em conta nas applications? I think it's what are the criteria we are really taking into consideration in our prep change application. So basically we have 4 criteria and like they're like 25% each. We have like an equal, how do you say, it's not like that one has mais peso, how do I say that? That one is more important than the other. We kind of see all of these 4 things equally. Yeah, I didn't hear what you said, but thanks. So we see our English level, your English level. In this case, we also see our grades. If you're maintaining a good, academic work, we know that due to COVID-19, this might have changed, and we will take that into consideration. So don't worry, okay, if your grades drop it or something change it or something like that, change it. We also take into consideration your extracurricular activities and honors. So we're gonna have a look at that. And at the end, how aligned you are with prep change with our values, like how much do you want to be part of prep change. So we take into consideration these 4 things. Okay. And then I hope I answered our question. And Mateus, if you want to go, you can go.
Yeah, should I speak in English or?
Up to you.
It's up to you.
Translate.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing that I'm very worried is that about the financial aid because right now, my father because my parents are divorced, and my father like he used to have a bank account like last year, but he doesn't have anymore. So my question is like, if my father doesn't have a bank account, what do you guys like would be evaluating? I don't know if this is the correct word to know like my financial aid situation because I have like the taxes returns from the last year, but right now in this year, since my father doesn't have a bank account anymore, I actually don't know like a way to provide you this information.
So we don't ask just to bank statements. Okay, so you're gonna have to answer questions like, oh, how many televisions do you have at your home, or things like that. Also, the oh, I just forgot. You told me the word that oh, I forgot the word.
Taxes return.
Yeah, tax returns. Thank you. The tax returns, or like the oleriche of your parents, or who's the one responsible for you. But we try to have a fair scholarship system based on merit and necessity. So we'll kind of understand how much money this person needs because of his or her financial condition and because of his or her potential. So we kind of make a balance between these concepts, and we have your financial aid that you receive. But I mean, guys, don't let financial aid be a problem to you join Prep Change, because I mean, I guess Vinicius, he has one of the biggest scholarships that we gave last cycle. Uh, and like I'm sorry for exposing you, Vinicius, but he received a very big scholarship because we saw potential on his profile, and he had an accessory of a big scholarship, but we saw the potential, so we were really fine of giving him that scholarship. So if we see you a potential and you're not able to pay, I mean, we give you a scholarship that you will be able to join Prep Change. So don't let this situation be a problem for, I mean, obviously we have to think about that, but don't let it be a problem for you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So David.
Hello, you see me?
Yeah.
Firstly, I just want to say thank you very much for opening this opportunity to more like learning student stuff. I'm from Colombia, so very happy to have this apply to this. Also, here's my question. I'm really interested like in applying to this internship, but actually I don't find like how I can get in. I mean, I'm looking in the page, but yeah, it's in Portuguese, so I don't understand that much. So I don't know if like how I can share there. And the Spanish translation is okay. It will be okay. I'm sorry. And also, as I'm Colombian, so that means that I can also apply, or it's only like for Brazilians.
Okay, let me answer that. And I okay, so about it, you're going to post it in Portuguese, but maybe you post it in English as well, because you're noticing, hey, I think it's time to start doing things in English, like officially. But you can totally apply, like even if you're not Brazilian, you're Colombia. For everyone who's not from Brazil, you guys can apply. Then we can totally have, an internship in English. Like everything in Prep Change, you do in Portuguese and English. Like in Prep Change, it's English. Like behind the scenes, we do in Portuguese, English. Just one thing about the internship, for those who get in, you will get a certificate. You also get mentoring calls with me and João. So like you have, once a month, you can have one call with me and one call with João. You also get access to the prep parties and to the whole prep community. It's not the same thing as joining the mentoring program or prep change, but you also have some part of prep change with you during this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks. It's okay, David. You have more questions?
I mean,
Okay,
is David your name or Juan is your name?
Okay. What happens is that in English it's pronounced David, but in Spanish it's called David. So it's different, but it's okay, whatever you want to call me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
I think, for those who joined us, I think I want to give you guys, it's because I was going to check our Instagram questions, but if you guys have questions, I want to give priority to you because you guys joined it. So if you want to tap on the chat, write on the chat, or just, say it out loud, you can say it in Portuguese or English, whatever. And then, yeah, if you have any doubts, Just feel free. Otherwise, I'm just gonna read the question from their Instagram. John, João, do you want to answer?
Yeah, of course I do. So Marcella is asking for us, are there requirements or criteria for mentors? So we kind of have one main criteria, which is the experience abroad. So you kind of must have study abroad or have acceptances or at least know a lot about the application process. So this is kind of the main and most important criteria because you will be guiding another person. So the minimum that we expect from you is that you know a lot about what you're doing. So if you are in this criteria, we're kind of gonna post soon kind of the application to mentors, okay? Because we don't have criteria besides that. I mean, we just have criteria with time. So you must have an X number of available hours a week, and etc. But besides that, we don't have many criteria. Okay.
Okay, I have a question here that I got from Instagram, which I think it's really good. It's from Emanuela Vitoria. She asked if prep change just helps with the boarding school application process, or if we also help with summers. I guess you guys already know the answer because you saw our acceptances. So we do help you guys with the summers. If you want to apply to Lala, we are gonna help you. If you want to apply to a YGS, EA or Young Global Scholars, we will help you too. So we help you with both summers and boarding schools. Like our main goal is like, hey, let's apply to boarding schools. You have to apply, you must apply to boarding schools. And if you want to apply to summers, we will help you with that as well. Do you want to answer the last question? The other question from Christiani.
Christiani, I'm not a very video maker. Is it going to count a lot on the application? Because I read you like creativity video. I mean, okay. So no, Christiani, this is not going to affect your application at all because we understand. I mean, maybe you are a very good writer, and you're going to write very good essays. Or maybe you're a terrible writer, but your videos are just outstanding. So we understand that people have different skills which they are good at. So if you're not good at video, it's okay. It's not a problem. So if we're able to recognize your potential during your application as a whole, or you have to good, you need to have good grades or something like that. There is no problem. But I like creative videos. That's a fact. I mean, I really enjoy to watch creative videos. But I mean, if you're not creative, this is not a problem. You will have strong chances as well. Okay. Yeah, that's true. We have fun watching the videos, and I mean, kind of the creative videos. They are very cool, but the not creative are also pretty cool.
You just answer your own question, like a very specific question that we actually got from Mateus Lucena. It's about if prep change helps us, like if there are schools in South Korea. I think it's South Korea. You just said Korea, but I think it's I suggest South Korea. If we do know schools in South Korea who offer 100% scholarships, I'm not really sure if the ones we know they offer 100%, but I know they're really generous, like the Asia Pacific International School and others. I'm not going to say yes, we do for sure, but we know some. We just need to make sure they offer 100% scholarship. And yes, if you want to apply to them, we will totally help with that. It's not just US, Like before, people thought it was just Europe, but now we help with Europe, with US, with Asia, Australia, Africa, all of these continents. Should I answer? Okay. Okay, go. No, okay, I'm gonna go. So Duani asked it. Is it a problem if I'm also trying to get into a Brazilian college while a North American one? You mean like college, faculdade, né? Faculdade, university. So just clarifying one thing. Okay, I just saw the message I got. But just clarifying one thing, we don't help you guys to go to college. Like our focus is boarding schools. Like boarding school in Portuguese is colégio interno e internato. College em português não é colégio, é faculdade, é universidade, okay? So our focus is boarding schools. So yeah, right now we are not helping with college. That's not our focus, you know? And we want people who are focused on boarding schools because prep change is a whole process. You're going to be with us for 7 months talking about boarding schools. And if this is not our focus, yeah, it just doesn't fit. We help you guys to go to boarding schools, okay?
Okay, so Laura is asking us if there are schools in Japan. I mean, I have never applied to Japan. I don't know a lot about Japan, but I'm sure there are schools in Japan because there are schools around the world. So for sure there are schools in Japan. And Christiane again is asking us, can I ask a question on the mic? Of course you can. Just turn on.
Okay, so I wanted to ask that you guys said you are planning to accept 30 mentees and you're going to have 15 mentors. So I want to know if is there going to be 2 mentees for 1 mentor or all mentors for all mentees?
Right. So we don't know how many mentees we want to accept. It's around 30, but maybe it is 40 or maybe 20. It depends on how many people we will find. But yeah, one mentor is responsible for more than one mentee. So usually the mentor is responsible for 2 or 3 mentees. It depends on the I don't know how to pronounce this word.
Availability.
Yeah, it's that word. I don't know how to pronounce that. Thank you. So it depends, okay? But I mean, the mentorship process is individual. So even though your mentor will be mentoring other people, your mentorship will private. It will be only you and your mentor, okay? So this is not, I mean, you know, that those people who, you know, who they say like group mentorships, like a mentorship with 50 people. This is not what happens in Private Change. Is an individual mentorship, just you and your mentor. Yeah, Louise just wrote that.
Okay, guys, so we're almost on time. We still have 4 minutes left. I just want to see if you have like a question that is like you need to ask it right now, that it's really important, and then we can end it. No. I can read one from here. You guys. Okay, let me just see. There's this question. Where is that? I forgot about here. Okay, but this question, okay, it's from Lua. Lua is not here, Lua Torres. I think he didn't join our call, but he said, how the mentees decide to which schools they are going to apply, and if we have a school list. You guys already know we do have a school list, but we will guide you to create your own school list. So we're not going to force you to apply to this school, like you should apply to this school and this and that. No, you are the protagonist here. You are going to be the person who will decide to which school you apply. But of course, we are going to be no seu pé. We are going to be there. Hey, you are not going to apply to all of those dream schools, okay? You are not just applying to top schools. We will help you to balance a school list. So don't worry, you're going to be a protagonist, but you have prep change behind you, like telling you what you should do, you know? Okay.
I mean, all the protagonists have a team supporting them, so. Louise, you can answer the next question on the chat.
Okay, it's because can you answer this one? So because
Yeah, so if I'm the end of Brazilian school, is it possible to finish in another country? Okay, Duani. So let me just accept someone here. So it depends on what you're asking me about. Finish high school abroad is kind of hard because usually they are looking for people who are in kind of in the second year of Brazilian high school. But if you want to go abroad, it is possible because there is something named gap year, and you can kind of just take this gap year at a school abroad. So you will not finish your high school abroad, but you can take a gap year, which is kind of a year that you will use to prepare to the application process to colleges. So you can just spend this year at the school, and the school will kind of prepare you to this application. You know, is it clear? I'm not sure. Okay.
Okay, guys. I think we're done. I think it's time to say goodbye. Oh, not goodbye, but thanks for coming. Just about the applications, we are reviewing. For those who applied early action, we started reviewing it yesterday, and we're gonna send some of the emails this week and some of the other emails if you are going to the interview or not next week. So okay, watch your inbox. Watch your inbox because we're going to be reaching out soon. Okay. And thanks everyone for those who joined it. Should we end?
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you guys for those who joined us. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And we're going to have, almost weekly lives here. So next week, we will, I don't know exactly what we're going to talk about, but we're going to have lives just to give you tips on how to write your prep change essays, how to record your video, how to take a good interview. So we will have this kind of support here for those who are completely lost. So don't be worried about that. I mean, you can join our future lives, and we're gonna be posting on Instagram. Okay, everything about the lives. And we don't know if the next lives will be in Portuguese or English. We need to have a meeting to decide that. But I mean, we will have the lives for sure. Okay. So thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bisous,
Bye.
besitos. Buenas noches.